look who's in the video with us. Miss Gemma.
Miss Gemma.
Going through her service dog training.
Gemma's in her first day of training today. So she gets to learn to sniff blood, my blood specifically, and when my sugar levels are up and when my sugar levels are down and when my ammonia levels are up and my ammonia levels are down, and the 3 basic levels I need to keep track of my blood pressure as well, so she can alert ahead of time that something is happening, which is pretty kind of awesome, right?
Yeah, that's actually amazing. She's doing most of it without any really formal training.
She's helping me up and down the stairs, making sure that my feet are propped up at night simply by laying there in a certain position, so that I'm forced to put my feet up on her every night, and I wake up and my feet are not swollen, and it's so refreshing. And Craig, on the other hand, sleeps with his paws pushing into my back, and it feels so good. So these,
and it's right around the backside of your liver, right?
Yeah, and my kidneys. Oh man. So yeah, that's what we're doing, and we're just out and about and talking, I guess.
Yeah. So we didn't get to do church, but we're going to be doing church.
Yes, maybe tonight.
Yeah, maybe tonight. We'll see.
I'd like to record because I'll probably edit some of this out. I'm not going to put all this in.
Yeah, okay.
Just talk. You don't have to talk to them. You just talk.
So, yeah, we meant to put the Patreon update out. So if you're watching this, here it is.
I'm going to put that video together today sometime. Yeah. I'm just going to piece a nice video together. But, and then I had to go back and piece some of those bedroom videos together so we can show them the final on that, get caught up, because I feel like once we're caught up and I don't feel like so behind on things, I'm not too behind on videos right now, but I'm feeling like it could get, because we're, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I want to really do a church one, and I don't want to get behind on that, so I want to keep the reality thing going for Patreon, because this is quite the journey, and I really do enjoy journaling it, so we can look back and be like, man, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I wish that we could journal more or vlog more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's hard to remember sometimes, you know, to video things, but we should be videoing this journey, I think.
Yeah. You know, you've had some really deep awarenesses and awakenings over the last week. You know, your week has been rather up and down, but you know, I think you said something to me the other day, and it really touched my heart. But at the same time, it felt a little break, I think, for both of us that we both carry.
Yeah.
Is we have an actual stronger bond to you people than we do our own family.
Yeah.
And you know, you don't know how to be grateful for things until you realize that.
Mm-hmm. We really do have a stronger bond with our soul family and our Patreon family and our YouTube family.
Yeah, I think we partially know that it may be fear that family isn't around as much. It could be they don't know how to handle it. They don't know how to be supportive in it. And the one thing that we can tell you for sure, the distance isn't telling us what the actual real thing is. But, you know, the fact that we still are getting emails daily, you guys are still providing stuff on...
Somebody is getting it.
It's that motorcycle. That motorcycle.
I mean, they are getting it.
Okay, I guess they really needed to listen to whatever they were listening listening
We're
to.
listening.
But if you really look at, you know, what really is probably going on here, it's beautiful because we are actually seeing healing, you know, more people actually coming on, and we're fixing our scheduling, but they're coming on to really talk to us because they see that the connection is really giving us some really profound, I guess the word would have to be discovery. There are a lot of discoveries we've been able to have in connection regarding this connection and regarding how deep the connection should be. And, you know, you guys showing up for us week after week, or, you know, you're sending us emails, or you're spending time with us, or you decide to do root camp with us, or you decide to do coaching with us. I mean, all these different things are showing up. And it's providing a healing, I think, for us in a lot of different ways. But that family wound is one that I think we still both have, that we both kind of go, man, this is where the elusive connection began. You know what I mean? And we still have healing showing up there in ways that we don't really necessarily see at the time. So thank you guys. I think that's my way of saying, you know, we appreciate that. And we're off on another adventure. We're gonna go down and...
Is the blonde back in my hair?
I kind of like.
Is it blonde?
I think it looks fantastic. Don't you guys think she looks good?
Wait a minute. Is the blonde back?
No. It's more white than it is blonde.
Okay. Why does it look blonde? I've never been a blonde. I
think
don't
it's
want to
the
be a
sun,
blonde. I
the
don't
yellow,
want to
the
be a
yellow
blonde.
sun coming through the tinted glass is probably
Okay.
not, you know, and then white light. No, it's
I'm going for white or gray or black. White or gray. This is annoying. Let me see. Oh Lord, I see yellow.
No, it looks fantastic, baby.
Dang
It looks fantastic.
it. Just about to get some air.
Oh, give Gemma some air.
Oh,
I got
she
this.
wants some?
She wants some.
All right. Well, it'll probably get loud in here, so we'll probably cut back in after we get stopped somewhere, because
Yeah,
I'm sure
we
Gemma's
will.
wanting some
Gemma's wanting some
outside air.
Oh, this feels so good.
Yeah, now she's happy. She's
It's
happy.
beautiful
Girl.
out, so it's going to be time to turn on some music and
Yeah.
just enjoy the ride.
Yes. And
We'll be back, no
we'll
doubt.
be giving you some updates here soon. So look for some things. We're gonna probably sit and talk about some things that we go through and share away, so you can see how it's connected. All right, we love you guys.
See ya, boys and girls.
Well, hi Patreon.
Oh, but pretty out today.
It is. It's gorgeous out.
It is Thursday, August
20th.
20th?
Ooh,
No, 19th?
20th was the 19th was Wednesday.
Ah, 20th.
Yeah.
Whoa, y'all.
How are you feeling?
Okay. Good couple of days, I think. I feel, I guess.
Week started off rough.
Week was rough.
So,
Therefore, no church video. Yeah, but it's coming. Or if it's probably already out. It's definitely already out by the time I put this out. But I've got a lot of footage to piece together. And it's going to be real shoddy. But
Yeah.
I'm putting it out there. And just to get it out there for you. And that way we're... I'm all caught up with... backlog stuff, and next week when we start our week, we'll be starting fresh and with a new church video on Sunday, and then we will continue reality series from there. Probably just going to go live and throw them on there. I don't see why we even do editing, because we don't need to. So there's that. But I've had a pretty good couple of days following a pretty bad couple of days. So it's actually balanced where I was pretty bad. When I say bad, it was one of the worst, I think. You think?
Yeah, it was, well, yeah. I mean, as far as experiencing you in that deep of pain,
Yeah.
sometimes, and here's the thing, because when you go through that kind of pain,
Yeah.
I'd always tried to fix the pain. I always tried to come up with a way to dissolve the pain,
Right.
instead of actually sitting with you and really experiencing the pain with you. Which, you know, that's a whole other different experience, because it's very paralyzing. It's very, very paralyzing, not only just to you, but to everybody who loves you and is around you when you're going through it. And it really leaves you, it's not that we're being speechless because of what the pain you're going through. It's because we're feeling the pain with you to try to absorb it, so you're not going through it by yourself.
All right.
Which, you know, is unusual for people to do for pain, but it seems to have brought a balance to you.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I think because we didn't have the same kinds of reactions, or, you know, try to just force you to go back to being high. I mean, if you don't really determine how much pain you're in, you don't really know what you're escaping. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think you reached a point there where you just were tired of escaping the pain, and you wanted to really know if this was pain that was just trying to take you out.
Right.
And you've proved that to yourself. It's trying to take you out. It's trying to take you out.
Yeah. That kind of pain. I don't know how human beings endure. Well, they don't.
No.
They go on pain
Opioids.
pain medications and things. And, I don't know, man. I'm sure as the night would have went on that it would have gotten progressively worse. Should I had not taken the tincture. It got to the point where my mind dominance that I had in the moment that I was in was being overridden by the pain. You know that the physical pain is so bad when it overrides your mind dominance.
Yeah.
That's big.
But then it becomes, I think what's really eye-opening about it, though, is you start to realize that a lot of the times you had any physical hurt, any emotional hurt, any kind of thing, you found a space up in your mind to tell yourself about it, but not necessarily sit in it.
Right.
Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
It was like that was your escape, and even if you were escaping in your mind, you couldn't escape the pain.
Right.
And this is the same thing we keep finding all over when it comes to just how somebody responds to their pain, responds to their hurt. They actually will look for other hurts to make sense of that hurt, and none of it ever makes sense. Does that, you follow what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I watched you go through that, and I went, she's hurting, so she's gonna be coming from hurt, which means everybody in the room has to hurt, or everybody around you has to hurt, or the persons you're connected to have to hurt. And you start looking for all of the different things that make sense to the hurt, and none of it ever makes sense. So once I just really started paying attention to that, I really started just focusing on the pain you were in, and I've just kept trying to just energetically accept the pain, not accept your story of it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And it seemed to have made you realize, you know what, this is too much. This is way too much.
Yeah.
And you have to go back to what's going to at least be able to help you sustain.
It's interesting that we're talking about this, considering the video that they had just saw right before we're going to post this, because I'm going to post this one last. The incident that we're talking about was actually after the incident that I recorded in the restroom. I haven't posted that yet.
Okay.
So I didn't want him to get confused.
Right.
So the bathroom incident, that's probably 5 or 6 nights a week. That's an everyday thing.
Yeah.
That's an every night thing. I throw up blood all day, all night. That's nothing new to me. That particular night was a lot of extra pain. And I was just more awake, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then normally I'm half asleep laying there next to the toilet or in the bathtub, curled up because it's cooler. It's it's just an odd feeling. But anyway, since then, I don't think it was building then. I don't think the episodes were building then, but I went into a probably, what do you think, 3-day episode of mind dominance. It's called encephalopathy, and they've just labeled it another thing. PBA, pseudobulbar effect.
Yeah.
And they're neurological issues that have to deal with my liver. So,
but it pulls memories and makes her see the memories in a very dark way.
yeah,
And makes her hear things in her mind that just isn't reality. It could have been reality for that moment that it actually happened, but it brings out a different thing in your approach of the current reality based on an old one.
right.
And it's like you have to, staying connected to you through that
Has to be
has
hard.
actually, it's very enlightening. It does really transform in me as an enlightened experience, not a closed one. Because things that you've bottled up that I didn't know about, you start talking about how you actually really deeply felt. It's almost it's like I'm watching you purge, but I'm watching you shift and purge at the same time, based on you coming after you come down, and I could see that you've now released something huge, but embraced something in yourself that you didn't know you needed to. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And I could see you finding your way into the vulnerable space more than I see you finding your way away from it. And that's who I fell in love with to begin with. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I think most people look at disease as a physical battle, a physical fight. I kind of am looking at this as a spiritual war, and because I feel like it is a spiritual war, right? And all it takes is just me laying down, right?
Yeah.
And we just can't lay down. We just don't know how to do that.
I think the true disease in all of this is the disconnect. And the disconnect is the laying down. The space where you just feel so helpless, or you feel so disconnected from, all you can do is cry.
Oh.
And I know that's when I'm trying to be closer to you in those moments. And you challenge that because of that being a space where you really never had anybody connect to you. It really does bring out the love in me that this is real. You're real. This connection is real. This experience that I'm having in this moment is real. And we're all of it. We're not just... I think even in our connection, we had found that we were still making ourselves small somehow. But we're not. We're not in any way.
We are at our destination.
Yeah.
We'll be back.
Yeah. We love you guys. Wow. This is kind of crazy. Trying out this. This is different. So we had a pretty interesting weekend. We're on day 4. Sherry's been clear for 4 straight days. And what that means is, I guess, the toxins in her have not been building up to where she's in pain all the time. She's been purging a lot. And it's been really interesting, really deep, and really beautiful all at the same time. This is crazy. I guess it looks like I'm looking up over a hill. Sorry. That's what you get for riding in the old car with me. So we've still got a few things to do right now. I'm on my way to get us food, so we can chill. But I can tell she's wiped out. She needs to have that break. I think we both do. But man, let me tell you something. The love we make together, something else. Everybody should have this. It's so crazy looking at it now. It's like you spend your entire life trying to figure out why you weren't connected to, but then, you know, you have a connection like this that comes along, then it really shows you what would happen if you did have connection. But you have to be in it to understand how deep it or vast it really is, because you want to come up with all the excuses of why you're not in connection. And it's easy to do. It's easy to find your disconnects, but is it easy to actually embrace your disconnects? Because that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Can you embrace what you're disconnected from? Can you embrace a disconnect inside of yourself? And stay in practice. We both do. We never say it's easy, but we do say it does require your vulnerability, because easy doesn't know what vulnerable is. We love you guys, and we're going to get these things out to you sooner than later. We'll see you soon.
So tell us what was happening, Will.
Okay, see that water spraying out of that boot?
Yeah.
Every time, that's with the pump off. Every time it's already spraying out. Now when the
Look
pump
what
comes
it's
on,
done.
it becomes a fire hose. So we need an 1.5 inch boot. See all this? We'll tear it out, replace it, put it all back, put your floor back. But it's going to take more
Look
than a
at
day.
this.
Look how it's been spraying there so long.
Long, yeah. Wow.
We got you, girl.
Look at
But look, see how whoppy jawed all that is?
Shit. I'm not strong enough.
Sherry said she's had enough of this hot tub, and my lazy ass not coming to get rid of it. She's really just loosening it up for me.
Okay. It didn't do nothing.
Yeah, you loosened it up for me.
So, taking her to get her blood drawn. She is kind of adjusting to this new stuff, but she's been clear. It's really still kind of a challenge, because you don't know where this is going. You know, the road to connection is instantaneous because it's always now. You know, you trying to tell yourself where things go or how things are going to end up or how things can either be connected or disconnected just leads to a whole bunch of dangerous shit you don't want to be a part of. A lot of people ask me how I do it. There's never nothing going on. I don't think about tomorrow any more than I think about 10 minutes from now. I don't see the point. That leads to a lot of dangerous things and a lot of dangerous ways of thinking and a lot of misfortune, because you know you don't expose what you're saying to yourself deep down inside. Then you know it's almost like you have to figure out what connection actually means to you, because you know you want to connect through what you feel, but you don't really communicate from feeling. You just end up going to your head to think about the feeling and then trying to communicate from there, which causes a bunch of blame. That blame isn't even real. You can't blame somebody for your self-esteem, your self-confidence, your self-love, all of the self stuff. Truth is, you don't need self. You don't need the identity of self that the mind makes it out to be. What you really need is just to feel everything. I mean, who are you letting connect to you without that? We had a pretty good weekend. You know, it's been a settled day. I've done a little running here and there, and I've been trying to work on getting this computer going and getting this whole studio going and being able to shoot stuff. We're working out ways so we can make sure that we just record, get it out, record, get it out. But a lot of it isn't as in sync with what we really want for you to feel watching these, what we really want for you to feel inside yourself. It's been quite surreal, chasing down belief systems we're still carrying, belief systems that still keep us either disconnected from ourselves or disconnected from things that happen to us, or disconnected. There's a level of disconnect that you're willing to accept, and then there's a level of disconnect that you don't. Which one do you think you get the most energy to? Well, we love you guys. We keep shooting a bunch of stuff every day and try to keep it out there and keep you guys going. One thing for sure, nothing works without a connection to yourself first. But you really got to deep dive into that connection to yourself first before you can even understand what's happening with you and another person. It sucks we get here. We have to learn disconnect, or at least understand disconnect, or at least experience it. I don't think we have all three, but I would tell you all three do happen to you. How are you healing that within you? We love you guys. Thank you for being here with us. It means more than you know.
I'm here again, getting blood work. I'm always here, every week, here. There's nobody here. Look. Nobody. All right, so I'm waiting for them to call me back to get some blood work. I will not take you with me, although I should. After that last video. Oh, my collar's off today because I'm not feeling too great today. I don't know what the deal is. Well, yeah, I do. Oh, man. I'm ready to get a needle stuck in my arm and have them take fluid out of it. Right. I'll check in.
So we just got done. She just gave blood. How was it in there? Was it
I just
busy?
had my blood drawn.
Blood drawn,
Dead. Went live for a minute.
yeah. Yeah, I saw that. I was like, good. See what's going on.
Because it was boring. There was nobody in there. Just sitting there by myself, trying not to fall asleep, and in order to not put my head back on the wall and start snoring for a reason. You're like, thought I better do something to keep me talking, because there was nobody to talk to, and even if I was talking, I had a freaking mask on, and so did they, so there really wasn't a conversation to be had.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can't even go into a waiting room and sit next to somebody and say hi to them now.
It's different.
It's not cool.
But I am noticing, it's interesting because, you know, I look at my life and I'm thinking to myself, there was never a time from the time I was a child to this point in my life that I would tell myself it's okay to walk into someplace with a mask on because, you know, it's just uncomfortable for me. And the reason it's uncomfortable for me is because, of course, number one, I'm black. So it kind of really offsets everything.
You're black?
Well, you know, it depends on who you ask. Some people say, you know, brown. Some people say tan. Some people say
Or sienna.
came in, you know, we'd have snow gear on, it'd be cold out, I'd wear a scarf around, and I'd have to go in and I'd have to rip it off because, you know, of course, I'm going to be followed around the damn store, right? It was just interesting, man, because it's just not that way. But it's interesting just even walking past people with a mask on, aren't they? It's like you have to go by eye contact now more than what their facial expression is.
Yeah.
It's a different experience, right? Because you'll pay attention to how their demeanor is. You'll pay attention to how their body language is. It's almost like this is on purpose, so we have to kind of read each other through our body language. Not from, you know, a smile or our thoughts about it or anything else. You got to walk into a place completely open because you don't know what the hell you're walking into.
You know, I was just thinking
What?
that I could be a ninja or feed you to the tigers. Ninja
Really?
or Carol Baskins?
Oh, I see what you did there.
What do you think? Baskins? Joe Exotic. I'm writing him, by the way. I'm going to write him today. And Patreon, I'm going to write Joe Exotic. If you haven't seen that documentary, it's mindless, ignorant, and hilarious.
No.
So if you haven't seen it, but anyway, I'm going to write him, and I will. I'm sure I'll be posting my correspondence with Joe Exotic. Yeah, I'm going to do that. Well, right now I'm going to go into the tanning bed because there's a reason for that. We've probably told you 60 million times. You're probably tired of hearing it. But I'm tired of itching. And last night I was up very, very, very late, really early. I may have only got about an hour and a half sleep at best because the cramps in my legs and the pain in my legs was about to kill me. Thought I was dying. But did you die? No, I did not. But did I want to? Yes. Would I have? Probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we love you guys. More updates soon. Oh, there's Cameron.
You can keep talking.
Oh. Well, what am I going to talk about? Well, yeah, I'll probably find something to talk about, but I'll just stop now, and then if I figure out what to talk about, I'll come back.
I popped it off.
Yeah.
All right.
But we're
We
gonna
gotta
we
fluff.
need to still shoot the church stuff for today, right?
We're going to shoot church today. You're getting this today, by the way. You're getting videos every day, Patreon. I can't keep this mask on. Because you know what's not going to happen? This shit. You know what's not going to happen? Is I'm not going to get backed up like that where I feel freaked out because I got to get a video out. And that was all me. Anyway, I'm going in the tan.
All right. Okay. All right. Well, we love you guys.
Yep.
See you soon.
Get out.